still in the graphic. That's okay. That's okay. Wait. Shh. Now, before we start,
What?
wait. We have somebody here with us today, Al.
Yeah, we did let him in the house today, didn't we?
And he brought pizza.
And he brought pizza.
And he brought candy. And he brought drinks. And it is the amazing Chance Martell. Say something, Chance.
The mic's on?
Yes.
Hey, fellas.
Hey, wait. What are you supposed to say?
Oh, now what time is it?
It is
Pod Blast time. Down.
about that.
Or something like that.
Look at that.
Look, there's Al
Look at
Hardy.
me.
There's Al Hardy. I don't know why we were saying Al. He
You
has nothing to say.
You think I need a haircut?
Yes, you need a
Look at
haircut.
my hair.
You need a haircut.
I haven't had a haircut in probably 2.5 months.
Wow, it looks like it. Now I had a haircut not too long ago, and my lovely wife cut it for me. Look what Chance bought me. He bought me the
You
giant,
think that's big enough?
Yeah, he bought me the giant Coca-Cola Zero. Now, if I drink this entire thing, I'll be going to the bathroom until tomorrow.
Well, no, don't.
It's like a 40.
Don't drink.
Non-alcoholic 40.
A non-alcoholic.
Don't drink all of it.
And to boot, there's candy. His mother
It's upside down.
no, it's not.
Oh, sorry.
No.
I know that your side's upside down.
My side, this side facing me is upside down. His lovely mother sent us.
Okay.
Which I think
And
is
if
great.
she's watching,
and
thank
Sonny's
you.
at my feet, wanting that piece of candy so bad.
Don't give him any.
I'm not going to give him any of it because dogs are not supposed to eat. Dogs are not supposed to eat chocolate,
Listen to this.
and I know that. Yes, he sounds like Rush Limbaugh and his formerly nicotine stained.
He's not with us anymore.
No, he's not.
Ooh, Mr. Goodbar.
Your
Yes.
camera's on.
But I want to remind everyone that is Chance's favorite candy right there to get in your hands.
Mr. Goodbar?
Don't take the only one.
Yeah, there's another one in there.
So we're here at Al's place today. We're not at Chance's place. We're at Al's place. And Chance came over.
And he brought food.
us
Thank you for the food.
Pizza. Thank you very much.
We got the big box.
Got the
Little
big
plug for
box.
Pizza Hut.
Yeah.
And I got an extra thin and crispy to take home, an extra large thin and crispy to take home later. But we're going to watch a movie later, too. What is the movie, Al?
Sarah's on here. Hey, Sarah.
You want to bring her on? Or?
You can say hi. Yes, she
So
is.
what's the movie we're going to see?
All right, the movie we're going to see. Can you turn my camera back on?
Yeah, I'm trying, but I can't see.
Wait a minute. I'll do it. Hold
See,
on.
that's the problem with this setup. You can't
Yeah.
see nothing.
No,
I'll do it. There we go. We're going to watch The Last Voyage of the Demeter.
Yeah.
And you're making popcorn, right?
I'll make popcorn. Now, it's funny. Now, BK is a good friend of ours. I like BK. And, BK on the air.
Oh, he's about Barry.
Yeah.
Barry King.
Barry King. Anyway, I listened to a show a couple of weeks ago, and he saw this movie. He really liked it.
Yeah.
But he called it The Last Voyage of the Demeter. And so I sent him an email. I said, it's Demeter. He said, potato, who cares, But it's called The Last Voyage of the Demeter. And basically, it's the story of when he is on the ship. It's a chapter out of the Dracula novel. It's just when he's on the ship, going to London. What?
Oh, you want y'all hold it up for the camera again?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah, I did. It's on Blu-ray.
No.
Now I've seen it. It's I saw it in the theaters, and I watched the Blu-ray a couple of weeks ago.
If
But
I
you
had a
guys haven't
penny
seen
for every
it.
time I mispronounced something on the Pod Blast, I'd be.
Well, I know.
billionaire.
It was kind of funny though. He was kind of funny about it. We all like Barry. I do.
Yeah, that's great.
It's good.
Well, speaking, because that movie has a boat in it, right? It has a ship.
So the whole thing takes place on a ship,
Yeah,
except at the beginning when they're loading up
Yeah.
the crates.
Oh, okay. Look, don't tell us too much about
The
movie.
crates with Dracula and his.
Is Abbott and
his
Costello in this movie?
No, they're not in
No,
this one.
come on. Well, listen.
He's talking about Abbott and Costello. meets Frankenstein.
Speaking of boats, did you know that the boat used as the SS Minnow in Gilligan's Island was a 1964 wheeler and with a cruising speed of only 12 knots? And
There's Sarah.
yeah.
She's on her.
which means they couldn't have traveled 41.5 miles. And so now I'm starting to doubt whether the show was even real. I mean, 40
Wow.
miles is not very far,
No.
and you can only go 12 knots. So, I think we the American public.
You want me to read
There needs
you
to be there needs to be an investigation, because to investigate
Here-
this ruse put upon the American public about the SS Minnow.
A terrifying
I'm
new
kidding.
addition to the Dracula legend based on a single chilling chapter of Bram Stoker's
I'm scared.
classic novel.
Well,
The Last Voyage of the Demeter chronicles the doomed journey of a merchant ship ferrying 50 mysterious wooden crates, from Carpatha to London.
so does that mean there's more than one Dracula?
No, there's only one.
Oh, you said mysterious crates.
Well, that was his dirt. He has to
Right.
live in the same dirt.
Well, what does Abbott and Costello have to do with it?
You know, I think there's something in that Coca Zero you're drinking. It's just-
What? So you're trying to tell me this is not Abbott and Costello meet Dracula?
no.
Oh well, you didn't tell me that.
That's a good one too.
Is the movie in color or black and white?
It's in color.
Could you take the saturation down in your projector and make it black and white?
No, it looks great.
Well, is there a way you,
You know, you're not supposed to eat and talk at the same time.
Yeah. This is our show. We can do what we want to do.
That's true.
Right, Sarah?
Sarah, it's rude. Isn't
Exactly.
Right, Sarah?
Yep.
Sarah.
it? Sarah, I can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
But that's okay.
Can you hear me?
I muted her mic or something.
Yeah.
Have I muted your mic, Sarah? No, I don't.
Nope, I'm not muted.
No,
Can you hear me?
Well, I can hear you through.
Ooh, listen to my, hang on, I'll do it. No, kill my mic. Kill my mic. Kill my mic.
Leave it a chance to screw it up. Are you?
Wait a minute.
That's all right.
Wait a minute. I gotta figure this out. There, I fixed it.
Epic.
Let's see if I can hear her through my headphones.
Is it okay?
I just
now?
want to point out that I've eaten an entire Mr. Goodboy.
And Sonny is right down there
And
by you.
Sonny's right there waiting.
Well, don't give him any
I'm
chocolate.
not.
He's
I'm
not supposed to
gonna give
have
him
any chocolate. No.
I'm not going to give him any chocolate.
Don't let me on out.
So,
But you're on.
I'm trying to send you a image.
So to be blunt about, we're supposed to hear from Ryan, and Sarah's with us now, and who else is with us? Anybody else?
That's it.
Is that it?
It's the only people I sent the link.
Did you hear from Ryan yet?
Okay.
No, look,
Oh,
he
okay.
might be busy with his wife or something.
Okay.
Well, it is Sunday.
Yep.
And he's a night person. You're not going to drink all of that today, are you? Aren't you going to save some of that and take it home?
I hadn't planned to. Is that okay?
That's fine.
You sure?
But you know, Coke Zero is really not good for you.
Well, you know, none of it's really good for you. Period.
Well, I'd rather have the real sugar than the stuff they put in there.
Well, you know, I'm old enough to not care.
You know, when I had
Nice.
my physical, I like French fries. I just love French fries if they're good. And she
No,
says,
what's
well,
your favorite French fries?
I think Chance talked about it. I don't know.
McDonald's are pretty darn good when they're hot, but when they get cold, they're crap. But French fries in
But
general,
you know what French
are crap.
fries I really like is from Arby's, the crinkle fry.
That was my
Pretty
next
good.
question. Do you like crinkle fries or regular?
I don't like the curly ones.
You don't like the curly ones. Yeah, well,
I really like. The
I
varsity.
like
literally
In-N-Out
the
fries.
conversation we're having
I
now.
really like the varsity French fries.
Mhm.
Well, we hadn't planned.
Well, the
anything.
varsity French fries are good, but they've gotten cheap. And
Yeah.
what they've done is they still have the varsity box. Okay.
Mhm.
And you get the two hot, it's if you get it like a number one, you get 2 hot dogs, French fry, a drink for like $12.
Right.
It's expensive. But now, remember how they used to put the French fries in the box and just boom, a whole bunch of French fries?
Yeah.
No, and now it's a little it's a box about this big, which you
Ah.
can't see because you don't have me punched up. And
wait a minute.
and
I'll do it.
it's a little box. And what they do is they fill that box and they let it overflow a little bit. So it's a little box about like this, and they let it overflow, but they don't give you as many French fries as they used to. The hot dogs seem to be skinnier than they used to be, and despite their cost-saving measures,
Mhm.
if you eat anything from the varsity, they'll still give you diarrhea. I'm sorry.
I don't
Anyway.
get diarrhea like you do.
Well, some people have a interesting GI tract.
Chance, do you have your camera on your computer on?
Yeah, probably. Don't pull it up. I'm trying to send you a picture. That's
Well-
all I'm trying to do.
The thing about it is, it's the microphone blocks your face anyway.
Invalid
And
file
that picture
type.
on his mic.
Well, that's okay.
Invalid
Well,
file.
it's probably for the
So
best.
Sarah, what
anyways,
you
right?
been doing today?
I got up
Sarah.
and then can you hear me?
Oh, I can't hear her. What the heck?
The
You guys go
Christians.
go into
Oh,
the
I'm glad
StreamYard
you all
settings.
It's
came
not muted.
and joined us
Uh-uh.
today.
Take her off then.
Oh wow! So maybe she just isn't saying anything right now.
I thought I could hear her through my headphones.
But,
Sarah, say something.
well, he just took her
I
off.
took her
So
Oh yeah, put her back on stage.
I don't think you'll hear her unless you.
Oh, you
Yeah.
killed my mic too. Remember?
Hello.
Put my mic on, please.
Your mic is on.
No, it's not. You took it off. Is it? Are you sure it's on? It
Yeah.
doesn't sound like it's on.
It's on.
All right.
It's on. Say something.
Can you hear me?
Okay.
Don't question what I do.
Sarah, we can't hear you.
Anyway, we can't hear. Anyway, she can in the chat. She must be doing something.
It might be something that I did when we were messing with the settings earlier.
There's nothing like the sound of dead air.
That's true.
Between Chance not messing with his phone and you messing with that Mr. Goodbar.
I'm going to save that for later.
So what? So I understand that you posted a thing earlier on. Was it Facebook or YouTube? It
YouTube.
was YouTube, and it had a certain logo in it, and
We
it
won't name
appeared
the logo.
appeared for like what 5 seconds.
Yeah, and they
10
didn't like
seconds?
it, so I
And they
took it
didn't
down.
like it, and you got blocked. Now,
Well, no, they blocked the video. I didn't get blocked. No.
Well, speaking of blocked, I just got out of Facebook jail.
Well, everybody's been in Facebook jail. I've been in Facebook jail.
Well, I mean, how long were you in Facebook jail?
2 days.
I was in it for like a week.
Oh.
And it's because somebody posted something distasteful on my page.
Well, let's talk about social media.
Yeah.
Social media is a good thing, but sometimes you just get kind of tired of it, don't you?
Yeah,
You get
Well, that's how the distasteful post happened. I hadn't looked at it in 2 or 3 or 4 days. I do have a life.
Well, dude, when you have a group page, you have to keep check on it. I do that.
Well,
I have 4 group
well, that's
pages
why
I
I
take
made
care
you
of.
moderator, so
But
you could help me.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, but you didn't look either, or you would have seen it.
Well, sometimes I don't.
But
get on.
but
It's like-
but ironically, to get back what I was going to say was even though they blocked me for like 48 hours, and then they blocked me for a week
Uh-huh.
where I couldn't post on anybody else's website or anything. I
Yeah.
couldn't respond. I couldn't say, well, I could put a like down, but I couldn't say anything. So that being the case, what happened was I went to my website, the Basil's Nostalgic podcast page, and I went and had to pretty much get approval for everyone to post
Right.
anything. And I looked down and there was like 7 other things waiting to be approved, like the day after I did this. And it was this distasteful post again. It was all different people. There was one common denominator.
You're talking
And I-
triple X.
Yeah, we're talking porn and stuff.
Yeah.
And I declined it. And
Well, you have to turn on post approval on group
Yeah, well, I
pages.
did.
I
Well, I
do
did.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, I
That
did.
way, the post will come through and you have to approve it before it gets
Yeah.
posted. I do that all the time.
but but I did do that, and I think I lost maybe 3 people,
Yeah, that's not.
which is I don't care if you want to leave the page.
Yeah.
It's your life. Do it. Wait, it's time for another swig. Oh, go.
So
Have you got post approval on all of your pages?
on the group pages and personal
Yeah.
pages, yeah,
I do too.
I do. I just don't trust people like I used to.
But on my on your rewind page, I think I must be a moderator. Or
You're
something,
moderator there, yes.
because I think I've got a
yeah,
approval.
you had approval on that. So.
But on your movie stop page, because Al has several pages. You got baby boomers,
Mhm.
you got movie stop, you got 60 millimeter classic films,
Right.
and you've got Al's Place. Is there an Al's Place? Because I don't think I'm. Is there an Al's Place?
Yes.
And I think you've got some religious stuff as well.
I have a Catholic page. Yes.
Yeah. So that's great. You got a lot to keep up with.
Yeah.
And do you have a Twitter presence as well?
I do.
Okay. How many what kind of Twitter presence do you have?
I have 100 followers on Twitter.
I mean, is it just one?
Well, now it's X. It's called X, But yeah,
Okay.
I have 100 followers.
Okay. Yeah. Because I don't Twitter.
I don't, think about this. I don't get on that site very much. I
Yeah.
mean, I check it for news and that sort of stuff,
Yeah,
and that's
yeah.
it. And speaking of stuff, I, like a lot of people, I finally cut. What are you doing?
I'm telling him to do something, and when you just keep
ahead.
talking.
Oh. What? You gonna put me back up?
Yeah. Go. Go.
Stating stainly obvious. Keep talking, Albert. Albert, talk.
All right. Like a lot of people, I finally cut my cable TV completely. I don't have now. I have Comcast for the internet. They have a really good internet. I do appreciate that. But as far as the TV package, it's completely gone.
Your camera really needs to be over here where I used to have it when we were together.
Yeah.
Your camera was over here. That way you're facing the right way. How rude of you to face away from your audience.
Well, I'll move it some. Anyway, so I did cut the cable. And I saved myself a lot of money.
Yeah.
It's expensive.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is, folks, there's so many channels out there that's free that you can watch. And it's like I have an antenna and I can pick up most of the local TV
Yeah,
stations.
if you don't mind watching some commercials, then there's a ton of stuff out there to watch.
We got to get Chance to cut his loose.
Yeah.
What have you got, Chance?
He's got cable
Xfinity.
TV.
Xfinity.
Yeah. That's
Okay. So what paid premium channels do you have? May I be so bold as to ask?
I have none of them. I've cut them all. I just stream. I stream Paramount Plus. I basically have all the sports channels in the basic cable package. I don't have HBO. I don't have Showtime. Does
I thought
Showtime
you
still
had
exist? I don't think it does. It's part of Paramount Plus.
Showtime has incorporated Paramount Plus has incorporated Showtime into their Paramount Plus.
Correct. So I don't have any of those movie channels. I just do on demand.
Talking to the mic.
I've got Paramount Plus, but I don't have Showtime. It shows up, but if I click a Showtime movie, it urges me, oh, you got to subscribe to Showtime. So,
well, yes. I mean, I don't have, my streaming services is Prime, Netflix, and a site called Film Movement.
Yeah.
That's all I stream. Oh, no, I have Peacock.
you say bowel movement?
Film Movement. Get your mind out of it. So,
Get my head on
but
my
I do
butt.
like Peacock. Peacock has actually got some really good movies, and they're showing Oppenheimer. And
Yes.
think about Peacock is like movies like Oppenheimer, and they have Saltburn. No, Saltburn's on Prime. But anyway, they'll run like 2 or 3 minutes worth of commercials at the beginning of the movie, and then they run the whole movie commercial free, which is fine.
Okay, that makes sense.
Just don't interrupt the.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So
I've
You have
got
some comments, but go ahead.
I've got Prime. I've got Max. I've got Disney Plus. I've got YouTube TV,
where you going?
and I've got
Do you want to put them on the screen?
Oh,
what,
yeah.
what else?
Or
What
you
else?
have
Put them on the screen.
I forget what else I have, but
I don't think you have.
I've got.
I just put chairs on.
I've got to. I'm talking. You're being rude.
Will you sit down and be quiet, Chance?
So I've got a lot. And Susan turns on all the TVs and has them going throughout the house as she goes about her busy day.
Right.
And I'll come home and I'll sit in my easy chair. I can turn the TV on. I've got a TV in my bedroom. It's not even hooked into. Not even plugged in. It's a 50-inch.
Well, why don't you
It's
sell
not
some of
plugged
those TVs? You don't need all those TVs.
What do you want to buy them?
Cheap.
You want-
No, I don't need. I do not need another TV.
$5. Take them all.
Okay.
$5. I'll let you have all of them.
I don't need another television. No.
No,
I
I'm
know.
just saying. I'm just using that as an example where I don't. You can eat that.
No.
Whereas I don't stream hardly at all. I mean, I'll get interested in something. The most interested thing I've gotten into lately is the show Ghost. Ghos.
Ghost of what channel is that?
And
What's
it's a CBS show. It's streaming on Paramount because
Mhm.
Paramount and CBS.
right, same thing.
And it's a knockoff of a UK show called Ghost, and it's okay. But you've seen it once or twice. You pretty much seen them all. It's interesting. But that's the only network.
Remember
show.
Ghost, the movie with Patrick Swayze?
Yeah, yeah.
That was a good movie, actually.
That was a good movie.
It
It
was.
was a good movie.
Whoopi Goldberg was in it.
Despite
She was
Whoopi
funny.
Goldberg.
No, she was funny. In it.
Despite Whoopi Goldberg. I don't
Well-
like Whoopi Goldberg.
Well, I don't like some of her ranting, but I do.
I think that's what I don't like about her.
I think she's a good actress. Though.
Yeah.
She's very good.
Yeah, she's good. You know what? Who I saw acting again because I do a lot. Listen, I do way too much TikTok. I'll also sit there and just that's good. Yep, that's good.
TikTok has been
Yeah, that's
boring
good.
lately to me.
Well, yeah.
I like it.
But I
it's
saw a movie clip of a movie. Hey, that thing. It had old Tater Salad playing a sheriff. Old Ron White, the comedian, playing a sheriff, and he actually did okay.
really.
And it had Newman from Seinfeld.
Mhm.
Newman. He played he's one of the stars
Right.
of this movie, and it had a couple of other people that you'd recognize them, which I'm sorry I don't know their names, but it was a period piece. It was called the 12 Mighty Orphans with who was the guy on Men? The guy that got kicked off that show.
Chance should know. Chance, you know.
The guy that got kicked off the show. Men.
I have no idea what he's
That
talking
guy,
about.
his father played the president on the NBC series, The West Wing.
Oh, you're talking about Sheen.
Martin Sheen.
Martin
And
Sheen.
Martin Sheen was in it. Was in the movie. All that to get to Martin Sheen's name. Incredible. So Martin Sheen was in it, but it was a pretty good looked like a pretty good movie to watch. It was it's a couple years old and
Who is-
did okay.
Who is Snark and Sass?
Oh, that's she's friends with Sarah.
She just put a boopy.
Sarah, if you're listening, click the link and we'll try to bring you up again. I don't know why we can't hear you.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense.
Nothing makes sense anymore.
He's adjusting your
And
camera.
And she said Charlie Sheen. What are you doing?
Charlie Sheen. I said Martin Sheen.
Well, I was looking for
Tiger Blood.
I was looking for Charlie Sheen.
Charlie Sheen. I know.
Yeah,
Not Martin Sheen.
I was looking for Charlie Sheen.
Not Mr. West Wing.
That's why she said Charlie.
Charlie Sheen, of course.
Yeah.
Got my thinking cap on today.
That's okay.
What are you doing?
He's adjusting your
I'm,
camera.
I'm fixing your camera.
And we'll get the shot on you.
But
And
anyway,
your
I don't
lovely
like
face.
it close up.
that way you're looking in the right
Yeah, you're looking in
direction.
the right spot.
Yeah, it just shows my old ass age.
Yeah, well,
What?
get over it. You are old.
I could be completely in the dark. It'd be fine with me.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I'm gonna put the camera on you for a change.
Yeah, because it's been on us forever.
See if that new camera shot.
There
does
you
for
go.
me.
Oh, is that better?
Yeah, it's a lot
A
better.
lot better. You're looking into the
You're
camera.
looking at us.
You're looking at us.
All
You're
right,
talking to
all
me.
right,
You're kind of
okay.
looking off, staring
I'll
off.
just
into
leave it
space
here.
Yeah.
I can see there's two mugs in front of me.
Yeah, you can see there's two mugs in front of you.
Well, Chance, you've been in like on media a lot lately. I see you all the time.
Yeah, I get around, I guess.
Yeah. What are you doing?
As a matter of fact, I believe you said that you're going on tonight around 9 or 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah, no, there's a show I like. Yeah, 10 o'clock KTRS, Geek to Me Radio, James Install is celebrating his 400th show tonight. It's a huge radio station, huge signal, a lot of ratings out in that market. in
What are
St.
they going
Louis.
to talk
What
about?
is market St. Louis? I wonder.
I don't know. Google it.
We're
find
market
out.
8 here in Atlanta,
Well, it's
LA,
probably,
New York. Those are the big ones.
it's probably top 20 somewhere.
I would think so.
Somewhere in
You know
the
what's been showing up on my timeline? Chances is days at Cumulus.
Oh, really?
Like one popped up. I put up today about Real Estate Radio Atlanta.
Yeah.
I did. I don't think that was your show. That was Tom Williams.
That was-
not Tom Williams.
That's
That
a
was
that's
my
a
show.
paid program. You're
That-
talking about a paid financial program.
yeah,
Where and Tom was an AE. He's an ad executive,
man,
like
yes.
I was.
yeah, ad executive.
Yeah. At that company.
Yeah, and he works for Salem now. He was a nice guy.
Wow.
Yeah.
He works over at
He,
Salem.
you know, it's a funny thing about him. He lost. It's sad actually. He lost a toe due to playing too much golf.
What?
Yeah,
What did he hit?
he had to
his
have a
with
toe
golf
removed.
club?
It just eroded. He had a
Well,
lot of problems. All due to golf.
He had kind of like a situation. He had a hip replacement
Right.
finally. The pain was so bad,
Right.
Yeah.
and he told me he got it from playing golf. I've never played golf a day in my life because you're using
What
your
about
hip.
putt-putt? You like putt putt?
I love putt putt.
I do too.
Yeah, I used to play putt putt.
But there's no putt putts anymore. But anyway, continue.
Oh God, I loved it too. But it smelled like an ashtray though, because they let you smoke in there, at least
Yes,
in
they
the 80s. And they had an arcade in there, and there was one in Marietta I used to play at.
Well, no,
all
the
time
putt putt I
growing
used to
up.
go to in North Carolina was outdoors. It was really nice.
Well, the one that near us was near my house was outdoors too, but it had an inside, which I think had an arcade. So, and there's one near me near Stone Mountain next to the skating ring. It's called Rainforest
Right.
Golf,
Right.
and
You got Top Golf. You got places like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
but it's one of those things where I don't know if I want to play it again. Just like I've got a bowling ball and bowling shoes. I love bowling,
Mm-hmm.
but in my older age, I don't know that I could stand it. I don't know that this arm is
You
messed
mean
up.
physically?
Yeah, I think it would probably hurt me. So maybe
Now
I
yours
better-
is your sciatic nerve, correct?
well, this up here is not considered a sciatic, but it's like sciatic nerve pain,
Oh.
and which because I took ibuprofen and Tylenol, it's not bad, but I don't have the dexterity that I used to have,
Yeah.
and so right now, I mean, if I try to write my name, you go, that's not your signature, that's not your writing.
And
You used to be a cartoonist. Come on.
and Tom is a great cartoonist. He can draw.
Not
Have you seen-
anymore.
Have you seen some of the stuff he used to do?
Yes.
He's a really good cartoonist.
Not anymore.
You right-handed or left-handed?
I'm right-handed,
Wow.
No, but
and that's what screwed up is my right hand. But hey,
I remember when you were a projectionist over at the Snellville 12, you used to put memos up on the board up there. And
Yeah.
You had these little cartoon characters and
Yeah,
stuff up there.
caricatures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was really good at it.
Sarah's there if you want to bring her on. You don't have to like show her little box on.
Yeah, there she is right there.
You don't have to show her screen, but yeah, just bring her on so we can try to hear her again.
okay.
If you don't mind.
Well, if you leave the mouse alone, where's the
I'm not touching the mouse.
Well, you mean it's
you got it. Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
There's Sarah.
Can you hear
Okay,
her?
can you hear me?
Hang on a second.
It's probably
You know-
something your board you've not.
No.
pressed.
I know what it is. I got to plug in my little.
Oh.
Oh, sorry about that.
He's got a plan.
It's my bad. It's my bad. Let's take her off.
I forgot
Yeah.
to do something, and that's why we cannot hear Sarah. So don't try to talk, Sarah, because
No, I can hear her. Wait a minute. Hold on.
we can't hear you right this second. But
Hang on a second. I have to hear it.
I'm sure it will happen any moment.
Hey, Sarah, are you here?
Yes, I'm here.
Oh,
see, there
now
you
I
are.
hear her. Ooh,
All right.
Wow.
it was loud.
So what was the issue for the audience? Anyone who may be listening? I don't
No. I had the volume on the monitor speaker turned down.
Oh, okay.
Oh, all right.
Here, do me a favor. Take that off. Just put him on solo.
Who?
Sarah, we just
Is
pause
it?
for now. Yeah. No, hit that. Hit those three dots. Hit
Yes.
those three dots.
And
No, not removed from stage.
We're professionals.
Actually, hit that one.
everybody.
This is so
We
bad.
know
No,
what
course.
we're doing.
hit her box.
there.
That sounds bad. Yeah. Wow. What the hell?
What's wrong with this? Leave it alone.
Oh yeah. Hit that. Hit that. That.
There you go. There
So,
we go.
so Al,
Just for
Yeah.
now.
Okay.
is
So
it
we
o-
can see Tom really
is
good.
it okay that Sonny's out here pooping?
He
I'm,
didn't poop
I'm
out
just
there.
kidding. I'm just kidding. I just wanted to get your
He's
attention.
asleep.
I know.
Sonny's a good dog. You know, he was the easiest thing to house train.
Did you
Well,
call
yeah.
him Sony?
Sony.
Sonny.
Heard it.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, there's Sonny right there.
He was easy to house train. I learned in a couple of weeks.
Hey, Southern California Sarah, sorry about that audio issue.
No worries.
Yeah, we're okay.
How's your day going? How's the weather in Southern California right now?
Well, it threatened to rain 50% last night and then nothing today. So I'm like, hey, Tom's doing his job. Good job. Thanks, Tom.
You're welcome. No problem.
He controls the
Oh.
weather.
I made a call and pushed the button and made it happen.
Oh, you're so good to us. Mwah.
Well, Sarah, I've been seeing on the news in California, they've had mudslides and all this rain. Were you affected by any of that?
Okay, in the area I live in here called Hemet, right? It's a natural floodplain, so we get floods all the time here. However, where I live, aside from streets flooding and some houses getting water, excuse me, into their
Never.
houses, no, in my area not so much, but like, you get like, the Pacific Palisades and that kind of stuff. Yeah, the hills are gone and everybody's in the ocean. The whole 20 yards over there.
Well, it looked like LA got a lot of it. And
Oh yeah.
It did.
yeah. So
Yeah, there was a lot of houses on cliffs and stuff that lost their houses.
Yeah.
Into the ocean.
Into the ocean and about to fall into the ocean. So that's a
Yeah,
lot.
that's like that's all that.
California's going to get a big earthquake one day. So
Yeah.
Oh, don't say that. Scare
Well,
Sarah.
dude, we've had. I'm not afraid of earthquakes. I've had them my whole life. It has been a lot of increased earthquake activity lately too. So,
You ever seen the San Andreas Fault?
well, I mean, I've experienced it.
Yeah, actually, when I went to California, I actually saw that. I went there. You don't need another piece of candy. But anyway,
You know, mother.
I know.
but California, I was out there for a while and I really liked it. It was really, I do like it.
Oh, excuse me, I'm choking a little bit.
I just couldn't afford to live there anymore. Yeah.
Well, I can't afford to live here either.
Way too
Yeah, wait.
expensive.
How can you afford to live there? I mean, my gosh, it's super uber expensive. So
Right. So my parents, they retired, so they have some retirement, right? And my
Right.
dad was able to afford this trailer here, but he died now. So
Yeah.
I'm not,
So sorry.
Sorry about
Recently,
that.
yeah.
yeah, Wednesday. I'm 41, so I'm not 45, so I can't stay here if I wanted to. Plus, SSI doesn't give me enough money to stay here, so
We're good. You won't have to move.
no, I do
No,
have to
she's
move.
saying she will have to move.
Oh, you will.
Because you have to be at least 45 to live there to retirement community.
Where are you going to
yeah.
go?
And she was her dad's caretaker.
Right. Where are you going to go, Sarah?
Who knows? The streets? Who knows?
You can
Oh,
always,
don't say that. The streets.
you can always move to Atlanta.
I know she's joking.
I don't have the streets is the possibility. That's the sad part, but I don't have money to move anywhere.
Yeah.
Or do anything. I'm an SSI.
We were just talking about that when we were having pizza. Things have gotten so expensive. I mean, it's just even here. I mean, the food prices, everything.
Yeah.
It's gotten crazy.
Like you're going to make popcorn later. We're going to watch a movie that we
Right.
talked about earlier here on the little
Yeah.
stream.
Oh, okay,
And
but to
we're
be
talking
fair,
about how the-
to be fair about making popcorn, Chance, you eat like more popcorn than anybody in the history of the world. So
And I have my bucket right here.
see,
And look how big it is.
proves my point.
there
Yeah.
you go.
It'll fit over my head. It's that big. And I will take some home for those that might be watching the stream.
Yeah.
But my point was that Al was just talking about, he goes, Chance, you know that popcorn machine I bought? Because we were at a movie theater, the Bill Touch Cinema. The real name of it is the Sandy Springs Cinema and Tap House. And there was a guy there installing a brand new popcorn machine because they had a multi-million-dollar renovation of that movie theater, which used to be a general cinema theater, and then it was a LaFont, and now it's the Sandy Springs Cinema and Tap House.
Well, they had a portable popcorn popper while they were redoing the big one, and I liked it, and so it's gold medals here in Atlanta, and so I bought that popper. It was like right at $500.
And anyone that knows Atlanta, it's near Six Flags Over George's, where the
Right.
gold medal. It's in like a office park, and they have a showroom, and they sell like snow cone machines and
Hot dog machines, candy, cotton candy machines, popcorn popper.
everything, and all the accessories, all the popcorn. But anyway, I was saying, Chance, you know what? You know how much this popcorn maker cost when I bought it? What was it, 1999 when you bought it, or 2000? Was it before the pandemic?
It's before the pandemic.
So it was and then it was in I said 1999, didn't I? When it was in 2019.
2019.
2019. That's when you bought it. And how much was it then?
It was about $500.
And you just got a new catalog from them in the mail. How much is it now? Same
800. 800.
800.
I can't believe you paid that much money for a pop.
I wanted it though. I can justify it, if
you want it.
If I want it.
How many projectors do you own? Digital and you give me a
He's-
number,
he's
ballpark, a
lost
guess. How
count.
many? Now we're talking film, reel to reel, and digital modern. How many projectors do you think you have?
More than I need.
Right, something.
More than I need. No, not more than I need. But, I've always been
Wow.
You refuse to answer the question, Mr.
my
Hardy.
very first
There
job.
must be a reason.
My very My very first job was in a movie theater when I was a teenager.
Doing
and I've
what?
always been
Were you
I
an
was a-
usher?
an usher. I tore tickets and that sort of stuff.
How many Epson projectors do you have? 2?
Uh,
What?
You have 4 Epson. Epson is like up top of the
You
line.
got
Right.
4? I thought you only
yeah,
had 2.
digital projector.
but 2 of them are the new ones, and the other ones are later models.
And you've got 3D if you want it, right?
yes.
But you need a 3D Blu-ray player, 4K.
Those things were expensive.
You have the glasses though.
I
The
have the
glasses are
glasses.
like $100.
Yeah, they came from Epson.
So,
And you've
so if I wanted to borrow a projector, would you loan me one?
Sure.
I'm kidding.
I have some Sanyos you can
You
borrow.
have digital though.
No, I gave mine away to Mark Elliott. He needed one for his Halloween for his kids, and I wasn't using it. I went, thanks to Mark and his crazy idea called Lightning Rod, I've got a job at the Weather Channel.
Yeah.
Because I was called upon to do his pilot,
Mhm.
and so I gave it to him. I said,
Right.
"Well,
That's
it's
good.
the least I can do."
Well, you have a heck of a resume. You worked with Tyler Perry,
Well, I know, but still, I mean, it's one of those things where
Turner.
I was in the right place at the right time.
Right.
Right.
It's one of those things, and I'm thankful. I'm thankful every day. For
You've
it.
done award shows in Hollywood.
Yep.
Directing those.
I've been to LA a bunch of times, Sarah.
Did you know Sarah?
Epic.
Tom actually has an Emmy award in a special case.
I have several.
Several
I
Emmys.
have
Him and
8
his
of
team have won. Isn't that cool? Are we talking
It's
prime
awesome.
time, daytime, both?
them. Prime time.
See, that's the real deal. Nothing, no disrespect. Anyone's won a daytime award, Emmy award, like Betty White did for hosting a game show that lasted 3 months, Just Men in 1983.
Yeah.
That was a daytime Emmy award, just to
That's correct.
differentiate.
That's correct.
Yours is a prime time,
Yes.
and she has those too.
Yeah.
Had those, and this is by the way, my popcorn bucket I brought. It's machine washable. You just put it in the lower tray of your dishwasher, and it's like a pretty sturdy.
Thanks to
Plastic
that oversized popcorn bucket he's got, that I have to pop extra popcorn for that.
That's
No.
the idea. And I bring some home and I put them in Tupperware tubs, and they last for weeks.
No, does your bunny fit in this one?
Unless it's caramel popcorn or oversaturated butter popcorn with cinnamon sugar on it, I don't eat popcorn that much.
Well, what about kettle corn?
It
Do
can
you
crack your tooth if you
I
hit a
love-
kernel.
Do you like kettle corn?
Yeah,
Yeah.
No,
I love it.
I don't like kettle corn at
Why
all.
don't you cook us some kettle corn? Come
No,
on.
I'm not going to do that.
Well, why not?
I don't have any.
You don't like us?
I don't have any.
What's the problem?
Sarah, speaking
Don't
of
change the subject.
living and stuff, if I hadn't bought my house back when I did, I couldn't afford a house today.
Well, yeah, you lived there for 41 years. Same
I've
amount of
been
time I've
here.
been
I bought
alive.
this house in
1984.
1980.
I thought you said.
It was built in 84. I bought it in 88.
That's why I thought 88.
Yeah.
Yeah,
House was built and I bought it in 1988. Yes.
I had 88.
Nice.
You know what? And by the time you get it paid off, then you die.
Oh,
That's what
Ooh.
I mean, that's part of life. That's just
No,
it takes you all these years to pay for it, and then
you don't die, Tom.
You
You kick
the
the bucket. The popcorn.
Chance is right.
And then your kids go, "Hey, we got some money. We can now sell."
Mhm.
Blah 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 blah.
No.
Well, I'm very sorry about your father. We're not
Yeah.
making light of that, but
No,
No, we're not.
absolutely.
At all.
I didn't realize that he lived in a retirement community, and you
Yes.
were his caretaker. I didn't realize that.
She actually mentioned that though when she called in to us
Oh.
the last time we were together, and she said he was in hospice care and she's taking care of him.
I
like
think
a
I
living
saw
nurse.
that. Yeah.
Well, she mentioned it,
hmm
but I'm just saying, I'm not.
Did they give you a time for? Not that it's anybody's business, but did they give you a time?
They
frame?
said any time between the time he puts on hospice to the day he dies. So, whatever.
What?
There was no like
wait,
time thing because it was like,
they're going to give you 30 days or something. don't
no, it wasn't like that. Because see, he had mentioned that they said that he felt some heart problems, but he never elaborated on them, and I never questioned any more of that because the inevitability, regardless of anything, is going to happen. So I didn't need the details. I just know that any minute, right? And that's how I just played it.
Right.
And so when my cousin went to go check on him and he was cold and dead, we were like, ooh.
Oh,
To say the least.
Mhm.
Now, if you don't want to say, and if you've already said sorry to both those things, what was he suffering from? Was it cancer? Did she already say?
Okay, so this is it's kind of interesting story if you got a few minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. This all started in 2020. Just COVID had just hit and all that kind of stuff, and everybody was getting locked down, right? So I was the only one going out in public at this point and taking care of business, right? It was difficult for me because I have a lot of pain, and I hold my breath when I go out and walk because it hurts so bad. And so with the mask on and stuff, I passed out a few different times. So I kind of just started refusing to go outside again because I can't with that, right?
Right.
So we started ordering stuff at the house and whatever. And it was the night before Thanksgiving. We were supposed to do stuff, but he never came out of his room. Now that's not unusual. Sometimes dads change their mind because dads, right? And you don't have to be involved in the decision because he's HOH and you just, okay, dad, no worries. So I got out and got us some Burger King, and I told him I was right there by the door for him. He said, thank you. And then I went to bed. I ate my food and went to bed. What I didn't know is he was stuck on the floor in his room for all that day and that night because he didn't tell me, right? He chose not to tell me. And then in the morning, he found something to hit the walls with to get me to come in there. Then I had to pick his lock. I had to pick his lock to get in there. And then I tried to get my neighbors. And the three of us couldn't lift because we all have really bad backs. So what happened was we just called 911. Well, I had her call 911 because she already knew the number because she just lost her roommate who had got hit by a car, and then the people just drove away. But anyways, yeah. So, and that was my neighbor Patty who died this Christmas. So she was helping us take care of my dad. So that's another one. And anyway, so he was touch and go in the hospital. They said he had hypoxia because he wasn't getting enough oxygen to his lungs, which explained why he was naked. And he was there, telling me to grab things, and why there were people in the house that weren't there, and why I was letting all his friends in to destroy his room. I'm like, I don't see anybody. Anyways, so I had to call my mom and my brother, and then for them to make more decisions because I'm not on the paperwork to make decisions, right? And they said they're on the way. They're just from Temecula, so it was like maybe an hour, but they had the cops and everybody meet us there, right? And so they went ahead and convinced him to let them take him, as he couldn't really understand anything, and they carried him out, and then he was in the hospital. Now the Hemet Hospital here is more of a death trap than it is a hospital. There's one around every place, right?
Yeah.
So he went there. So he ended up getting COVID too. So he had pneumonia from laying on the floor. Then he ended up getting COVID, and then they had to put him on a breathing tube and a feeding tube, and he didn't look like he was going to make it, but then he did. And they had a few setbacks here and there, but then he did. So I had him this much extra time, right? So and then in last October, they wanted to put him on hospice because not looking too good, and so we did. And there you are.
Sorry to hear that.
How old was he? How old was he?
He just turned 70.
Oh,
He made it to his 70th birthday.
Good grief, that's still young.
that's young.
Yeah, and my mom will be 70 this October. Now my brother's birthday is March 14th, and mine's May 14th. So,
Are you the oldest child?
no, my brother is 3 years. Fucking Paulo,
How many-
Those birds are going
Now, how
crazy
many-
over there.
No, wait. How many birds do you have?
Okay, that we just have 3 now. We sold Lefty yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah, so
I thought you only had 2. I didn't know you had 4 at one point.
Well, no. Oh, we've had more than that. We've had many birds. Someday I'll kill you with all the bird stories we've had.
Wow.
Are they pissed off?
Well, Paulo's just been really upset lately because my mom's been back and forth, and he hasn't had time with her because it's not the kind of time that we have. So he's just kind of grumpy.
Are they macaws or what are they?
Okay.
What kind of birds are they?
Paulo, hold on. Let me see if he's okay. Paulo, come here.
Are they the parrots? Are they the ones that live a long time?
Yeah. He's just being a brat right now. So there's nothing to do
I
with
hear
him.
him.
I'm gonna just take his little neck, never mind.
You don't have to put, I know you said you put like a drapery over their cage so they think it's nighttime. You simulate darkness. Don't do that.
Yeah.
I mean,
You don't
I
have
was
to
just
do that.
commenting. You
No,
don't do that on our
No,
account.
we were just curious.
Well, no, I already did it for Paulo because he made me want to nap, and I may
It's
be
only
bothering him.
1:30 over there, and your time we're
Yeah,
4:30 on the East
you
Coast.
know, I said a nap. They do
Oh.
take naps.
Okay.
Anyways,
Well, you know
yeah.
best, man.
No, well, my brother-in-law David, who's
Mhm.
my sister's husband, of course,
Mhm.
he's got a parrot, and that poor bird has pulled all of its feathers out, and it looks like
Yes.
a chicken that's been plucked.
Yes.
It looks like a fryer.
Well, why do birds do that?
What the pluck?
And the only thing
Yeah.
left is the feathers around its head, and they don't go back. And
Right.
this poor bird looks pretty bizarre, but
Like a mohawk, it's like a punk rocker, huh?
yeah, it's like where
So when birds pluck like that, it's because they're unhappy for
Yeah.
multiple different reasons. So, like our bird Mary, when we got her, right, her owner had been dead for maybe a week or two before
Mhm.
anybody found her, and in that time, she plucked a lot of her feathers. Some grew back, and most of them didn't. So, yeah, it's an unhappy thing.
well, it makes you wonder why they do that, but they got feelings too, and
Oh
just
yeah,
like puppy dogs, and just like my little Telly. I mean, she made me feel so bad leaving her this morning. She just her eyes were peeking out of the cover, and like, I know you're leaving me for the day.
But I mean, dogs realize that you have to make a living and you have to do
well,
things.
I don't know if dogs know that.
Well,
but,
it's
I hate to leave my pet bunny. You know, it gives you kind of a guilt look. You know, like I know you're leaving.
But
yeah.
you know, when I
yeah.
go somewhere, I always give Sonny a treat. That way, he knows that I'm leaving for a little while, and he's fine. You
Yeah.
know.
By the way, if anybody wants to break into my Fort Knox, I have security. I got motion detection. I have weapons trained on any intruder that might enter my premises. I get a text anytime someone enters the room. There's cameras everywhere, so don't try it. I don't know. I'm just joking.
I got a burglar alarm system too. Anyway,
Ring camera, all that. Yeah.
yeah, I've got a ring camera in the front house.
Well, not to change the subject, but I have a question. I mean, I'm not a big comic book guy, but I want to ask you a comic book question.
Oh, wait,
Whoa! I got
Wait,
you on camera now. Who?
wait,
What?
I want to ask you a comic book question.
Should we have a drum roll?
No, we don't have
okay.
that. All right. You know, my good friend Marty he's always liked comics, and so he just bought a.
You never told me that guy liked comic books.
He does. He's bought a Batman comic book. Are they worth anything? It's graded. It's in the plastic and everything.
Absolutely. The Golden Age, Silver Age, you probably don't know the answer to that.
Yeah.
What, Eric, you don't know the answer?
No. I have to ask him. But
Do you know what decade it's from? 40s? Batman began in 1939 in Detective Comics.
I think
number
it's from
27.
the 50s, maybe.
Well, it's a wise investment.
But it's been graded, he said. You know, it's in the
Right.
plastic.
And which grading company?
Text
I know you don't
him.
know that
I
either.
don't know. I'll have to
CGC. You have PGX, CGC.
Yeah, I don't know.
Text him.
Okay.
And then he wants to get
Text him. Good idea. Text him.
he wants to get a Spider-Man too.
Text him.
I can hook him up with comics like no charge.
Oh, okay. I'll mention it to him.
Text
No,
him.
I mean I have all sorts of duplicate copies.
My
and-
phone is in there.
Yeah,
I'll
I
go
need you to Chance, I need you to send me one of those wonderful copies that's worth a lot of money, so I can totally just draw all over it for you.
Yeah.
I won't make it hate stuff related. It'll be more like, hey, remember this one funny thing?
Somewhere. No, but he likes comics. I mean, you know, he's not into it like you are. But.
Sarah, you have a comic book headed your way, and I just looked at tracking and little slow to get there. I don't know why. I did send it media mail, but usually it's as if it's priority mail. I shouldn't put that out there.
Well, you just got to remember.
She should get it in a week.
It's just,
you should just remember that the Hemet mail system sucks. And there you go.
Yeah, just like New York. Anytime I mail something in New York, it takes an extra long amount of time to arrive. But I sent you, as you know this, but for those that might be watching or listening who might be interested, Star Wars issue 2 for 1977 Marvel comic books, and it actually was released before the movie even came out. So it gave things away that were in the movie to yet be released way back in 1977, and there's scenes that are not in the final cut because the artist Howard Chaykin saw a work print of Star Wars. So you have like the Han Solo and Jabba the Hutt scene that's illustrated. You have Luke on Tatooine with Biggs illustrated, and all those extended scenes, which eventually wound up. Tom, Al's phone is in his hand. He was mistaken. Oh, I see. You called it, didn't you?
Text you. We were just talking.
So-
we're live on.
I love you guys.
Can you put the speakerphone on if he wants to talk?
Chance says that he could hook you up with Spider-Man.
Yeah. No charge.
He said no charge.
Ask him if he wants to put on the speakerphone. You can hear his voice right now.
You want to go on speakerphone? What years?
He's talking to Marty. The show has been stopped. He called him. That's fine, but we're just you talking about dead air. This is worse than dead air.
Anyway, Chance. So, what'd you do when you woke up this morning? I mean, crazy.
I grabbed my last tax prepared stuff. I've been dealing with my taxes, which has been a nightmare. Especially on the eBay side. I do a lot of reselling on eBay and stuff like that. And it's such a pain in the butt the way the government's made everything so much more complicated. And they've weaponized the IRS too. So if you don't have all of your I's dotted and T's crossed, you're going to be audited.
Yeah.
No matter how big or small you are as a filer.
My mom had to owe a bunch of taxes one time. It was a nightmare.
So do they does eBay send you any kind of form now?
They do if you reach a certain level, you get a 1099.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So
Yeah.
why is he on the phone with Marty?
I don't know. But we can handle
I
it.
thought we was just going to text him. Okay.
Al, I have some graded, some non-graded. I have 15,000 comics.
He said it's 1964.
Oh, cool. So that's Silver
15,000.
Age. That's the Silver Age of comics.
It's called Silver Age comics.
Well, it's an era. You have the Golden Age, Silver Age, Bronze Age, Copper Age, Modern Age,
Gotcha.
and they're all designated by years.
Oh, and did you, whoa. You got Crappy Age too. When they just started putting comic books out that had nothing to do with anything, and you were supposed to enjoy them with your kids. Like, no.
Right.
That's called the Crappy Age of comics.
Wow.
So, Tom,
Yeah.
seen any good movies lately?
Let's see now. No, I haven't seen any good movies, but I've seen a lot of good TikTok videos. Sarah, do you watch TikTok? Do you do a lot of TikToking?
Actually, I have a TikTok, but since my dad was on hospice, I had deactivated it. But once I get settled, I'm going to reactivate it, and I'll throw stuff up there every now and then. But
Gotcha.
I mostly YouTube.
Now I've got almost 1,000 followers on TikTok, and it's my understanding that once you hit 1,000, you can go live.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So,
But you know what's weird about that is if you have 1,000 and you could go live, even though I don't have 1,000 at all, I can't go live on your show unless I too could go live on my own channel. I was like, that's the dumbest thing ever.
He has a great
That's
voice.
right. That's weird.
Yeah.
Because I've got let's see, what have I got now? What am I up to? I'm up to 912 followers right now. So that's pretty good. I mean,
That's awesome.
for as little as
That's very good. I've got 436 now.
Welcome back to the show, Al.
yeah, welcome back.
Oh,
Yeah.
Al.
Hi, Al.
Your friend didn't want to go on the
No,
show.
he said he would next time.
Well, he's
but-
got a great voice. I wanted people to hear his voice. I do
Oh,
think he has a
okay.
good voice, Marty.
yeah.
No, it does.
1964. He said.
So he
Did
only,
he say the issue number? I'm sorry, Tom.
so he only owns one comic.
No, he's got some more, but he doesn't have any.
You never told me he was a comic collector. That's interesting.
Well, he never really mentioned it, but he said he used to read them all
You've
the time.
known him for
Those-
33 years, right?
but he's never really mentioned
That's
comics.
interesting.
Only Elvis stuff. He's a big Elvis guy, you know.
But he's
Yeah, I knew he was an Elvis fan.
He's
major.
given you so many cool Elvis things, like as opposed to their King Creole.
King
There's one
Creole.
behind us here.
Mhm.
I'll
Oh,
40
yeah.
by 60
We
can
can't
scare him.
camera,
And there's one 40 by 60 downstairs. So why doesn't he, if he's such a collector?
Well, he doesn't have that many. I don't know. I'll ask him.
I mean, why did he give you all those? I mean,
what the Elvis?
all those Elvis. I mean, all this.
That was for my 50th birthday,
Wait, you were 50?
a long time ago. That was for my 50th birthday,
Okay.
and that one
Hear him scare him.
he just gave me that
40 by 60.
Yeah,
What about the one downstairs?
loving you.
Loving you.
That's in a frame. 40 by 60.
40
And
by
that
60?
closet behind you is Follow That Dream and Girls, Girls, Girls.
In 40 by 60s?
No, one sheets and half
One
sheets.
sheets?
Yeah.
And you don't have them displayed?
I've got one out there, Kid Galahad. No,
Yeah.
no, it's in the hallway. It's in the
Yeah.
hallway. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, my friend Marty Sarah is a big Elvis guy. I mean, he's just he's got a lot of memorabilia from Elvis,
Yeah.
original stuff,
Awesome.
tickets and everything,
Yeah. I've got
Nice.
tickets and
original
stuff, too.
tickets. You know,
Yeah.
So,
Elvis in concert jacket,
Mhm.
which I got at Graceland.
right.
How many times have you been to Graceland?
I've been there 3 times.
I've been there
Mhm.
3 times.
I've
as
been
well.
3 times.
Chance, how many times have you been to Graceland?
0.
You should go. It's really kind of.
I always heard Memphis was kind of a dump. Not Graceland, but just the whole area.
No, it
you know,
kinda-
No, it's any, you know.
I heard it's kind of a ghetto. I even did a song about it, Elvis.
Well, no, you go go down
In the
what's the famous street
ghetto.
there in Memphis. Is it Beale
Bill Street.
Bill Street?
Bill Street, nice.
That's where all the bars and the
Yeah.
and,
No.
and the music venues are at.
You know
No.
what made me mad?
Memphis was the birthplace of
Of
soul,
blues.
the blues, the blues.
The
Yeah.
birthplace of soul.
You know the
Blues.
Peabody Hotel, which has the duck parade,
Mm-hmm.
also has where Elvis would buy his clothes and everything. And I went into that shop, that same shop that Elvis was going to,
Mhm.
and was actually bought a Tommy Bahama shirt from the actual guy that clothed Elvis.
Mhm.
And I got a picture of me with him. And everything.
Oh.
That's the reason I bought the shirt. It may not be my
Well, you've
favorite
actually
shirt.
seen Elvis in concert, which is,
Yeah, I've seen him a
you
couple
know,
times.
I had a chance to see him in Charlotte, but I just never
Yeah,
went.
now you regret it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Had a chance to see the Beatles too, and never saw them.
Now, where was the Beatles in Atlanta?
They were in Charlotte.
Charlotte.
See, Wilmington's about a 4-hour drive from Charlotte.
Yeah, yeah.
So
So that was back in the '60s. obviously.
right.
Now there is a band. I watched it last night. The Anomalies. What are they called? I posted. They did the whole Abbey Road album live, and it sounds
Really?
amazing. I mean, these guys.
Don't do that now. Every time it's hard for me to change the camera shot.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
These guys did an amazing job of
Just force a
of
habit.
doing it, and they're called.
I can see the light on the camera when it comes on.
I'm sorry, the Analogs, and they performed the entire Abbey Road album. It took them 48 minutes and 50 seconds to do the whole, and they don't stop down in between songs. There's a brief pause where they change guitars and whatnot, but they sound amazing. I mean,
You know where the Abbey Road Studios are in London?
Yeah.
You know, remember the crosswalk where the Beatles are walking
Of
across?
course. Yeah, it's an
Yeah.
iconic album cover.
But if you but if you go to Earth Cam,
Yeah.
they have a live picture of that.
oh yeah, no,
You want me to show it to you?
no, I've seen it. It must have got Earth Cam of and go figure, Andy Warhol's grave.
That's
Why?
right.
I mean, why is there a live camera 24/7?
Well, it's because people
Warhol.
leave Campbell's soup cans there, and they leave all this, you know.
Well, that's what I was going to say. What ticked me off in more recent years is during the Trump years, all these protesters totally destroyed Graceland, the wall around Graceland,
Oh, yeah.
with graffiti, and just destroyed it like with sledgehammers and fires. And I was just outraged. I mean, I don't think they knew what they were defacing.
No, I don't
It's just
think so
terrible.
either. I don't think they did either.
And when these people throw like paint on, say, the Mona Lisa or something of that magnitude, it's just so upsetting. What you got?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, show it for the camera. Oh, let me put your camera on.
It is 9:46 p.m. there.
Let's see. Here, I'll get it closer for
That's
you.
it. That's it. I got
I'll
it.
hold it up even better.
That's the Earth Cam live.
Wow.
I think that's cool. See Tom? See there?
Yeah.
Look.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love Earth Cam. I have it on my phone.
So over there, it is. Let's see.
It's 9:46 p.m.
Yeah, almost 10 o'clock p.m. in London. London calling.
And then you talk about Andy Warhol's grave. There it is.
Yeah.
Turn the camera on. Hang on.
Who cares about Andy Warhol's grave, though?
He's you know.
Um,
It's a little blurry.
If you back it up, it won't be so blurry. See?
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah, I've seen enough.
So,
Thank
Yep.
so anyway,
I
Sarah,
love Earth Game.
coming up in
Interesting.
September of this year in Los Angeles, or actually, it's going to be Indian Wells Resort Hotel in Los Angeles. The kid, excuse me, the kids of Desilu Studios, which is going to be Keith Thibodeau, who played Little Ricky on I Love Lucy, John Provost,
Yeah.
who was on Lassie, he played Timmy, and Larry Matthews, who played Dick Van Dyke's son, and Stanley Livingston.
That's Samantha's father.
Yeah, my three sons are going to be doing a talk about growing up in the Desilu Studios. And it's Sunday, September 8th, 2024, the Indian Wells Resort. So
that would be something fun to go do.
Yeah.
I should probably go there and go live and go,
Who bought Studios?
Paramount.
Paramount. Yeah.
You know, Desilu, they always did family shows called Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz started,
Yes.
but they it was just family shows. And The Untouchables was the first series that they produced and distributed that was not a family show.
Yeah.
And they
was
produced
awesome,
Star Trek season 1. Desilu.
Desilu.
Wasn't Untouchable, like you said, Untouchable was Desilu as well. Desilu did a lot of stuff.
I always loved that logo at Desilu, you know, when it spelled it out.
Yeah. They used that through 1967, and then the Paramount.
We should do a show sometime on iconic TV logos and stuff that you just don't see anymore.
It'd be like 15 minutes long.
Not with you, Chance. Chance, with you, we can stretch it out to 4 hours. I promise.
That's right. There you go. She's right. She got something.
Chance can talk about grass growing and go into 6 hours. You know.
Exactly, and I'll still be there going, "Oh, this is great."
Let's do a test.
Thank you, Sarah.
Here's my
You're
drink
welcome.
bottle.
Okay.
I want you to give me 30 seconds about my drink bottle. Ready and go.
Okay, we got Coke Zero. It has 0 sugar, no sugar at all, no sugar added. It's good for you. It has carbonation, though, so if you drink some, you're going to be burping. So you might want to be prepared for that. It's in an attractive bottle. It looks like a 40 of beer, but it's not. It's Coca-Cola, and Coca-Cola is headquartered in Atlanta, Georgia. Coke Zero is the top seller of the Coca-Cola product line to date, next to Fanta, the Fanta product line, Fanta Orange, Fanta Grape.
And Fanta was made in Germany.
Okay, you probably
Yeah.
Are you going more than 30 seconds? Touch.
In chat, it's my friend Keebler. So say hi,
Hey,
Keebler. Yeah, Keebler's on a journey to go get our friend's ashes, who just recently died too. So, yeah, I was on her panel, did a 9-hour tribute panel, to my friend a few weeks ago.
No wonder, Al, you keep changing the screen because I can't see when you put the comments on the screen. Did you put it on the screen?
Yeah, because
Well, let me X out of this right
Love
now.
you, Keebs.
now
You do it. You take over and adjust the screen so you can put their comments on the screen. There you go.
Okay.
Go back. I suggest you go back and put everyone else's comments before the.
Keyboard, no sugarcoating truth. Okay.
Oh, I should have said better for your teeth. Coke Zero. You can brush your teeth with it.
But it's also got that bad stuff in it.
Aspartame.
The substitute.
The substitute. I can't read it.
It doesn't have saccharin in it. That's
No,
what
it
turned out to
doesn't.
be cancerous.
Yeah, it doesn't have saccharin in it.
Remember NutraSweet?
Yeah,
That's my phone.
is bad.
Mm-hmm.
Do they still have NutraSweet packets?
I don't think so. I think they're gone, but
uh,
I don't know. Someone will correct me.
Yeah,
I'm just guessing. But
I don't know either.
what was it? Sweet and Low was the first big artificial sweetener.
Yes.
Dude, that's so gross. I had a shirt that said Sweet and Low on it, and it wasn't for the sweetener. It was a lowrider shirt, but it said Sweet and Low on it, and I actually hated wearing the shirt because everybody asked me for some Sweet and Low, and I'd be like, ugh.
Have you ever had Tab soda, Sarah? Tab, T-A-B, Tab, like Tab Hunter?
I've had a Tab necklace, okay, but no, I never had the soda
I
itself.
used to love Tab. They discontinued that a long time ago.
They still got it.
It turned out to be I was the only.
They got Fresca.
Mm-hmm.
and
It's
the
a-
small little mini cans.
Yep. They have
So-
they have tab
Yeah.
where?
They have
Mm.
tab. I saw it at Publix.
I thought they discontinued
Well, I
it.
thought they discontinued
But did
Fresca
some-
too, but they got Fresca, so it's back.
It's
Really?
a throwback.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm very sure.
Let
What
me
do you think,
Google.
I'm on
Let,
crack
me,
cocaine?
let me Google that.
Why?
Okay.
Why don't you believe me? You gonna call Marty again? You gonna get on camera? You gonna go missing in action? Hey, you know what? I've noticed something.
I fucking love you guys. You guys are the best.
Cool. It's a 5.0 Batman.
Yeah.
Issue number 164. Oh, it's 164, not 1964.
Oh, okay.
But wait, does it say that?
Gotham 1960.
But wait, there's more.
Okay. Wait, hold it. Let me see your phone for a second.
But wait, there's
I want
more.
Exactly, that's chance every time. Is but wait, there's
that's
more.
what it
Or
is.
and just one more thing. He's very Columbo.
I mean, is that an article or is that a photo?
No, just a photo.
Oh, okay. Then forget it.
Meanwhile, I will play something musical.
Hey, Sarah.
It was up.
Something weird. I was trying to send, how you could, it's a StreamYard question. It's going to be boring for the listener and the viewer, but really quickly, I won't dwell on it because I was trying to send Al a photo to put up on the screen and it wouldn't recognize a JPEG. StreamYard, it told me it didn't recognize that. Isn't that strange? I always use JPEGs.
Right. So I get that happening too sometimes. Then I'll just put it on my editor and then resave it. And then usually that just fixes the problem.
Thank you.
And if that doesn't work, take a
emailed
screenshot
to
of
Al,
it.
but He didn't want to fool with it right now. I think he's distracted doing other things. But
Right,
I
well,
emailed him the
another
photo.
thing.
It's important because you know
Right.
whose birthday it is today in heaven, don't you?
A lot of people, I'm sure.
A Star Trek original cast member. Al, can you go to your email and just
That
try
would-
to save that photo?
I know who it is.
Go ahead and say it.
Should I say it?
Yeah.
James Doohan.
Beam me up, Scotty.
Beam me up.
Mhm.
He's been gone for a while, but what an impression he made in pop
Yeah.
culture history.
Yeah. As you said earlier, and I knew this too, and I'm sure many people did, he was a World War II hero.
Was he the kind
Yes,
of
he was. He lost his fingers.
He was an engineer.
in
He was
World
Scotty.
War II.
Oh,
But
okay,
was
yeah, okay.
Scotty
Yeah, I know. You.
was a bad impersonation. So,
There
And
be
he lost-
brains here.
Lost fingers, and that's why he always had his hands like cupped and hidden.
No, yeah, I got a couple little tidbits. I met him back on in March. Let's see, what was it? Saturday, March 28th, 1987, when I was a little kid in Columbus, Georgia.
Wow.
He was there with DeForest Kelley, who I also met,
Mhm.
and Jeanette Goldstein, who has been in most of the James Cameron movies. She was there promoting Aliens.
I
which
thought
was
you were going to say Jeanette McDonald.
Jeanette Goldstein, who was in Aliens. She was in
Your
Titanic.
favorite.
And who else was there? George, Takai, and I have a picture with him. He's doing the Live Long and Prosper in the photograph. But I sent you a photo out. If you can't pull it up, fine. I'll wait and do it on the pod blast later. But I just want to say happy heavenly birthday to James Doohan, who, as Tom mentioned, was a World War II hero.
Yeah.
And
Don't touch me.
of course, most people Chief Engineer Montgomery Scott in Star Trek. He was born on Wednesday, March 3rd, 1920, in Vancouver, British Columbia, in Canada. And
now, did he ever go back? Did he retire to Canada or did he retire in California?
California. But he, prior to his acting career, he enlisted in the Royal Canadian Artillery 14th Midland Field Battery of the 2nd Canadian Infantry Division in 1939. And by 1940, James Doohan was a lieutenant in rank and was sent to train in Britain prior to Operation Overlord. And yeah, he saved, it was friendly fire where he lost fingers, and they would use different camera shots in Star Trek and other shows so you would not see the fact that he's missing fingers.
Correct.
And in the movies.
Harold
Was he
Lloyd.
missing the whole finger, or just part of it, like the nub?
Like
or-
the tip.
yeah.
Harold Lloyd.
That's what she said. Yeah.
Harold Lloyd, the a comedian
tip.
from Howard Studios, lost fingers in an accident with a bomb
Mhm.
or something during a filming of one of his comedies. And
I worked with a
he lost
guy
fingers.
in
And they
radio.
made a special. I'm talking.
Okay,
Uh,
well, hurry up.
sorry, Al. So, Anyway, they made special gloves for him. And if you watch some of all of his early comedies after the incident, he's always has the gloves on, and it has those fingers magically there because he's wearing a glove. Now you can talk.
You know who else lost fingers in an accident?
Who?
Actor Pat Hingle, who younger people may remember from the original Batman 1989 and 1992 Tim Burton movies as Commissioner Gordon.
Oh,
He fell down an elevator shaft
ooh.
and had some fingers severed.
Ah.
He played an alien in The Invaders called The Prophet, season 2, and they show the missing fingers there. He's an alien who's brainwashing a bunch of people because, when the aliens, they have to regenerate to maintain their fake human form, or they'll start to glow and they'll just burn up. And so right in the verge where he's about to burn up, he would glow at the end of his sermon and the prophet. And all these people were like thinking he was a prophet from God. It was a cool effect, cool. And he's wearing this wig. He looked like, Brother Avery was his character name in that episode. It was a wild episode. The prophet, not profit like money profit, but the prophet like prophet. Profit.
Was there Kool-Aid involved?
No, like
Always
1978. June Jones.
Yeah.
Ah, what a terrible thing that was.
I worked with a guy in radio that was missing part of his thumb, this finger, and this finger.
Yeah.
And he was in the Navy, and he was a gunner. And how when the
Machine gun recoil.
Record, he had his hand there, and then went in it.
Yeah, sure did.
I forgot to because it's real fast.
And here's the sad part about that. That guy may have been a career person for the military.
Yeah.
But yet they probably made, you've lost your fingers. You can't be in the military anymore.
Yeah, well, that's how you lost them. Yeah.
I mean, just like all these veterans. Excuse me, let me get on my soapbox for a moment. Yeah. All these veterans that have lost limbs and IUDs through IUDs and whatever. They discharged them, honorably discharged, but why are you making them get out? They could do desk jobs. They could do other things in the military to where that should not be a problem. But no, they make them honorably discharged, and I don't get that. I don't get that.
Yeah,
you're willing to lose your limbs. You're willing to go and fight for your country, but yet. Guess what? You're not good enough for us anymore. Mm-hmm. So we're going to have you leave.
Wait a minute, Al. Come on. I was going to put the camera on Tom.
That's just not. It's just not the way it should be. I don't think. And that's why
go ahead, do your thing. Al.
And that's why you see all these people, all these organizations out there that will buy their house for them and stuff like that.
God bless them. Yeah, that's what you should.
Why the government wastes so much money anyway? So. Why not just listen? If you lose a limb, or if you lose an arm or finger, or what, we're going to buy your house, and we're going to, work it out.
You got private entities like Wounded Warrior Project that help out when it should be the VA. The VA is so slow. Yet an illegal invader will get $1,000 and a free hotel room.
Yep.
It's so backwards. Like what happened to you, like you said at the beginning of the show, how you were in Facebook jail.
Yeah.
Someone posted a porno video on Tom's Innocent Nostalgia Pod Blast group called Basil's Original Nostalgia page, I think. And you didn't know because you're a busy man. You have a full-time job. Yeah. You didn't have post approval on. Now you do because of this idiot.
Well,
but why do these people put porno? That's what happened to the Kimmer Show Facebook group.
Well, but the reason
got taken down, they had 30,000 members.
Well, listen to me. The reason Facebook did that, and which was wrong, but they see him as the ad man. He could have prevented it.
Well, that's wrong thinking.
Well, but that's their thinking. That's how it works.
That's retarded. Excuse me.
Well, I'm sorry. That's how it works. I mean, it's not right, but that's the way it works. Yeah. They figure you should have caught it.
Well, see how.
Please.
Listen, I don't like how many buttons you have to push to change a camera on the StreamYard. I'm sorry. OBS is so much better.
It's the version Al has. Like the Pro, it's simple. When we could have our cameras on at the same time, it wouldn't be an issue. But but
$49 a month. I mean, that's kind of
that's the regular price.
My StreamYard is $10 a month, and that's all I'm willing to pay.
And come, when did you get it? November, December?
It was a Christmas special. Normally it's 25.
So come Christmas, it will jump up to 25, and you will ditch it. You watch.
Well, OBS is free.
No. For now.
Yeah, well, it's been free for a long time.
Like you said, I've had my computer put up for many months now. God only knows how many updates.
You'll have about 10 or 12 updates. Yeah.
since I've done it. And sir, you never seen my studio, but when I had my studio, I had the computer and I had OBS and I had all that stuff.
Super nice studio.
And,
Yeah.
Well,
With
you
real-
can.
From the Weather Channel, he had a huge anchor desk for 4 people, 4 mics, 4 chairs.
yeah, we only had 4 people there one time, and the one time we had that one person there, he didn't
add it. Michael Hopkins.
I wasn't gonna say.
I don't care.
That poor guy. He
was like a dead
shy or
stump.
something.
Yeah.
And I didn't pot it up, but he wouldn't talk. So,
Wouldn't talk.
That's funny.
No.
And after I said, why didn't you say anything? I was just enjoying listening to you guys. All right, well,
Well,
do that from home. I'm a kid.
Exactly. I've got 4 cameras, and
Just kidding, Michael.
And yeah, we just kidding.
We just teasing.
You know what you could do since you're not using it is bring them over here.
But if you recall, they say something about Michael Hopkins. He brought us all that candy and all that. Remember, he brought over all these treats. It was really nice.
Oh, it was.
It was nice of him to do that. He's a nice guy.
And Danny brought over some nice pizza.
Yeah, Danny brought over. He would bring over wings and like really good pizza from
Really?
Athens.
Yeah,
Good
Athens
He used
pizza.
to run this place. The Blind Pig. Yeah,
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
The Blind Pig.
it's well known. It's right near the University of Georgia. But I'm going to say something incredibly stupid. Yes.
No, wait a minute.
And-
Wait
okay.
a minute. Wait a minute. You're not name calling, are you?
No, I'm not name calling.
Okay. Well, you don't.
I'm going to just say we both like On Patrol Live, do we not?
That's
And I
correct.
watched it all weekend long. It's on Friday and Saturday night on the
That's
Reels
right.
channel. It's amazing. It shows you what's going on in this country in terms of illegals. I'll leave it at that. They're drinking and driving in many cases, not all, but some. And you see all these crimes being committed. And you see the police treat them differently than you do you and I. And it's getting really old.
Wow.
Well,
I can
know,
tell
did
you.
not notice that one guy was clearly drunk behind the wheel, and they arrested him for public intox, not DUI. Didn't even test him, and he was wasted behind the wheel. What's up with that?
I can tell you all kinds of stories about here about that.
Sarah, go ahead. Sarah has something to add because she's in the middle of this in Southern California.
what, Sarah?
All right, I'm not that far from the Mexico border, right? Hemet is closer to San Diego than it is to Riverside and LA. So I'm gonna tell you, there's the freeway, the 15, right? It goes from all the way into San Diego to the border, right? And so if you get, there's a border checkpoint at just before you enter into Temecula, which would be Riverside County. So you're in San Diego County, then you enter into Riverside County, right?
Mhm.
But there was this checkpoint there, and people were always outraged by it because it took too long, and they didn't really found anybody, supposedly, right? Now I was a kid when all this was going on, so whatever. But they eventually shut down that checkpoint, which I think is stupid to this day. However, one time they were chasing a van full of them, right? And they are the street I lived in when I lived in Temecula was a cul-de-sac, so they were boned when they drove down it, right? And they crashed through this water thing that stuck on the ground, so water went everywhere. And they hit
You mean
they
a
took
water
down.
thing.
Okay, it's a
The
thing.
hydrant?
No, not the hydrant. The hydrant was on the other side, but no, it's a thing that is for the water for the houses. It's a different thing, but it sticks up out of the ground. I don't know what to call it other than that. I
Okay.
guess. Anyway, so they took that out, so water was going everywhere. They took the tree out, the mailbox, and the only thing that stopped them was my neighbor's house because they were just crushed right into it. And fortunately, they didn't crash through it, but they crashed into it. So all the van doors opened, and all these people ran out into the field behind us, over our fences, through our properties and stuff, right?
Good grief.
And all the sheriffs and cops and everybody else who was there, right? And then yeah, I slept through it all, though. I didn't hear any of it. And my mom came screaming into my room, throwing me on the floor for my bed because logic, I guess. And it said, gunshots, get down, right? There was never any gunshots, but although the banging, it did sound like it, right? And I mean, this is not the first time a car almost went through my house, okay?
Ooh.
But yeah. Anyway, so the cops were in place catching them. had a neighbor at the time who worked for the California newspaper, so he was out there taking photos and shiz of it, so put the thing. But that's not even the worst of it. Like not too long after that, I was a fourth grader, and I was at Vale Elementary School. Excuse me. And not too far from that is at the time the only high school in Temecula which was Temecula Valley High School, and the patrol was out, or the border patrol, and whoever else was involved in it were out there chasing a van full of illegals, and they plowed through an intersection with all the kids, killing mothers and their children and all this stuff, and then people driving to work because it's right by the school district as well. So all these people were like horrified because they just saw a bunch of people they all knew just murdered because of these people, right? Just no respect for the laws, right? So the way I see it is anybody who wants to come into this country and comes in illegally, I'm all for that. Anybody who comes into this country illegally, get out. You already don't respect our laws, get out.
And at least speak the language, for goodness sakes. Al always jokes with me because I'll say, I'll see someone walking down the street, jaywalking, just in the middle of a busy intersection near where I live, near where the Atlanta Braves play, near Truist Park, just wandering around. I mean, in a very high traffic area, looks oblivious. And I said to Alice, I saw this guy. I know he was illegal. And Al says,
how do you know he was?
Okay, I don't know, but I can guess.
You're just assuming.
I am assuming, but it's an educated assumption. Because they're not speaking, and they have this oblivious look about them face, and they don't look quite human. Like when they're bewilderment, like this, like this.
But you can't say they don't look human.
Okay, if you're conflating people on drugs as being illegal, then that's not really fair either.
Kidding about that aspect, but they're not speaking English, and they do look bewildered. Like, what do I do? What do I do here?
Well, think about
they don't know what a crosswalk is.
There's a lot of people. There's a lot of people
real quick,
in cities all across America.
Sarah,
they don't speak English.
Have you ever been to Mexico?
Oh.
Yes, I have. Through the border, near Tucson, Arizona. I walked across the border with the lady pal. Yeah.
Okay. So you at least experienced that.
And
now, how much? Okay, good.
Honduras.
Okay.
I'm not picking on
I'm talking.
Right. Go ahead.
It's like
okay. How much Spanish do you speak?
I speak a little bit. I can say, yo tengo hambre. I have hunger. Yo tengo sed. I am thirsty. I can say, ella es muy bonita. That means she is very beautiful. I say all the important stuff.
I can say something too. Donde este el baño?
Yeah.
I can talk about the bathroom as well.
Yeah.
And I can order food. But at the end of the day, think about it this way. You're just there visiting. If they have, whether they're illegal or whatever the fuck, whether they come in there, right? And if they don't speak the English, that's not a knock on them. They will learn it or they will fail, right? You have to learn it. There's not everybody going to cater to the Spanish need. That's just how it is.
It was required to learn Spanish in high school when I was in high school, and I'm an old fart. I guess now it's going to be an elective to learn English. It's going to be flip-flop pretty soon.
Well, what it is, Chance, okay? I was in special ed. I was given the opportunity to learn another language, okay? Because they just assumed I would fail, so why even try? And, my brother, he learned Spanish, and then he doesn't speak a lick of it. So, again, I used to think that way, too. Like, if you're here, just speak the language. But that can't be said because I can't go to China and go, hey, yeah, I'm going to go just pick up Mandarin right now.
But you're not going to live there. You're not, you're not getting on a ship and invading China.
Also, if you never have the opportunity to learn it, you go there, right? Saying you've done it legally and everything, right? You will have to learn it, right?
You have to want to speak exactly. Right. That's what legally when you enter the U.S. You have to speak the language.
I would think so.
Tom has something to say.
Let me show you how mean Chance is to other people sometimes. Look at this.
Oh yes, I'm very aware of this. I've made multiple jokes about this.
On some poor guy.
On an illegal.
I mean, on an illegal. Chance. Is that you?
God. What am I on the camera? I'm saying, speak English! English! Habla English! MRFer? No.
All right.
Yeah, so if you want to go live into a country right now and you have the money to go do it, are you going to be able to speak the language fully?
No, of course not.
Exactly. So don't be so hard on people who don't speak the English. Be hard on the people who come here illegally. They're the problems, not the ones who come here legally.
That's right.
They're the problems, not the ones who come here illegally. Be hard on the people who come here illegally. They're the problems, not the ones who come here legally. Be hard on the people who come here illegally. They're the problems, not the ones who come here legally. They're the problems, not the ones who come here illegally.
Well stated. But anyway, I don't know how we got on this soapbox. We're a nostalgia show. We don't talk about current
It is
events.
nostalgic. They ran through my house.
Because of On Patrol Live.
You started,
On
okay.
Patrol Live, which is hosted by a big,
That
big
has
lib.
nothing to do
Dan
with pop
Abrams.
culture.
He's seeing this.
That has nothing to do with pop
Hey,
culture.
wait a minute. Newsflash. Amazon just delivered something to my house. Okay. Not on with the show.
Oh,
On the show. Sarah.
What did you order?
yes.
You like James Doohan. You love Star Trek 4, The Voyage Home, about the
I
whales.
love
That's one of my favorite
Star Trek.
movies.
Mhm.
Everyone talks about Wrath of Khan, which is also great, but I like
Eh,
the fourth
it's okay.
one. Khan. But
The four is comedy gold.
And the Star Trek
there be
movies.
whales here.
There
Sorry.
be winners here.
Very few. I worked at the Columbia Theater. We ran that movie. We ran the Wrath of Khan in '70, and the one about the whales we ran in '70.
I was there probably when you were working because I saw it at the new Columbia, which got demolished for church parking,
Right.
which is just a shame. They had 70 millimeter.
Terrible.
They had a great lot. They had lobby cards everywhere. I can remember it like it was yesterday.
It was a big Cinerama screen, but
it didn't survive the 1980s, the new Columbia. It was
No.
demolished. Or was it the 90s? It might have been the early
it
90s.
was the
I'll look
early
it up.
'90s.
I think it was 94.
What
Yeah.
church was it demolished for?
I'll look that up.
First Presbyterian,
That's it.
I think,
That's it.
downtown.
That's it.
First Presbyterian.
It's right down from the Fox Theater.
Yep.
On the corner.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah. There's a big church.
It's not anymore. I don't think
No.
it is anymore. I mean,
Well, but yeah, they
you know.
bought the Columbia building and tore it down.
wow.
Well, that theater had a history because when it was built, it was called the Erlanger, and it was a vaudeville house.
Mhm.
The Three Stooges played there, and all these vaudeville shows played there.
we should have been on the
And then
historic registry.
It should have been. And then it morphed into the Atlanta Theater.
Yeah.
It became 70 millimeter Cinerama because they ran the Sound of Music there for 2 years. Wow. 2
Holy
years
shit.
Sound of Music played there. And so, and then it fell in kind of
It
disarray.
became a porn house. I bet.
No, they stuff like Thank God It's Friday, you know, these really kind of low budget movies. And then Andre Peterse, who moved to Atlanta from South Africa, he bought the property and changed the name to Columbia and then put in projection for 70 and stuff.
Right. Wow.
I took that theater, so it was so big. Me and Bob Carr, he passed away, bless his heart. But anyway, we went up to way up above the ceiling and saw the original Art Deco stuff is still up there above the new ceiling they dropped in.
Well, the Chicago theater in Chicago, we did a show when we were going through there. We were on tour with the King and Queens of Comedy tour. With Simone and anyway,
Cedric the Entertainer. Was it a
no,
black
it was a female version.
I got you.
Of the show, and so we went to the Chicago theater, and while we were setting up, I was able to go up into the booth, which projectors were gone. Was way
yeah.
But me and Monty went up behind it, above the booth, the part of the theater that was not been restored.
That's the way the Columbia was.
And we saw all the old tile on the floor, the railing, and the simplex projectors.
They were still there?
Were in pieces up above in the attic. And I really wished that I had iPhones back then. Because this was a few years ago. Man, the video I would have. I mean,
the original booth at the Columbia was way up.
Yeah.
High, and the projectors were tilted just like this.
Yeah, so would they have
they
been
were
in
just
Chicago.
Such an angle they had to almost turn them facing the floor to shoot down to the screen.
Well, the Fox is like that too, is it not?
Somewhat, yes.
Yeah.
Not quite as bad as
it's like how was there not a keystoning issue that they can get around, because that's before digital and everything to correct it. What lens do they make to where you don't get a keystoning issue?
Well, they did.
They did. It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing what they were able to do without the digital, whereas the projectors like you got downstairs have keystoning built into it to where
you can adjust it with the remote.
Adjust it with the remote, and whereas back then you could not.
And you go to a drive-in movie theater and the projectors are pointed up.
Correct.
Up to the screen.
That's correct. That's correct. And chances are they were carbon arc projectors.
Oh yeah, they were carbon.
So I remember walking by the booth at the Anchor drive-in. There was a screen door, and you could hear the projectors. You walk by the concession stand. The projectors were to the right of the concession stand.
The good old days.
In the same building. and you could see
Any
the
comments, Al?
You could see the projectors, and you know, back then when I was a little kid, I didn't think too much. But although I did, because I remember everything about them, and I could see smoke coming out of them because of a carbon.
Smoke on the
water.
We're speaking of drive-ins.
Fire in the sky.
We have a good friend. Chance doesn't know him, but John Gilbert. He's been on the show with me and Tom.
Yes.
And his parents ran a drive-in.
Yes, he did. Yes,
you know, back in the days, I think in Columbus, Georgia. And anyway, John Gilbert and his wife were 2 weeks ago. Were going home, and they went up a hill. I forget what road they were on. Then they went down, and then a guy in the wrong lane hit them head on. And John has been in the hospital for 2 weeks now, plus his wife, and he is.
Well, his wife's in it too.
So yes, and so he's been in ICU for a long time. He got banged up really bad, and I hate to bring this up, but the person that hit him was an illegal, didn't have any driver's license, had
drunk. Were they drunk?
No, drunk, no insurance.
I see it every damn out. I mean, even the Tripper gas station, these guys are buying like 2 cases of beer.
Well, you know, and poor and this,
they work hard though in a lot of cases. I'm not, you know, I don't want to just sound like I'm evil. I'm sure there's some comments trashing
I don't know what happened, but you know, it really messed John up, and now they had to move him into another room because he has AFib right now with his heart.
You know, one of my friends who lives out in Arizona was driving along in her SUV, and this woman, she was illegal. She had all her kids in the car, no driver's license or anything like that. In fact, the car dealership sold her the car knowing she had no insurance or driver's license, and they do that a lot in LA. But so the her car got totaled, right? And the people fled the scene. I really don't know if they ever found him or not. I never really followed up on that, but she was messed up for a long time in the hospital and stuff. And
well, there was a day at least in Atlanta, where you couldn't even get a driver's license unless you had insurance and everything. And I remember changing my insurance one time, and my insurance lapsed by a couple of days. I went from X insurance company to X insurance company, and I got a letter from the state saying we're going to revoke my license for 30
Your
days.
registration too.
Yeah. And I'm going, what? And so I went with my little son, my baby son. He was a year and a half. We had to go down somewhere in Atlanta and wait for hours just to prove to them I had insurance. But yet they got people out there. I've been run into several times of wrecks. People didn't have insurance.
Yeah.
How are they getting a license?
Yeah,
I mean, how are they getting away with it?
Well, a lot of them drive without a license and with an ID card or something like that, and that they're not legally allowed to drive. They do anyway.
So much for
I'm telling you, in LA County, I have seen it myself. They advertise with the big, window paints. If you don't have a license, we will still sell you a car.
Go figure.
Blatantly saying that. You drive it off the lot.
Well,
they're not kidding.
I haven't talked about it a whole lot, but a lady hit me a month ago. I was at a red light in my Volkswagen, and I was going to make a left-hand turn onto River Road. She was making a left-hand turn onto Tom Smith, and she turned real sharp and hit me, and she busted the bumper and the fender and everything like. Now, like, she had insurance, and she, it's her fault. But the thing about it is, I've been without my Volkswagen for a month now.
Wow.
And,
rental
insurance. I don't have rental insurance.
It's on her insurance.
It's on her insurance.
She admitted fault at the time.
Luckily, my brother has a truck he let me borrow.
F-250, a big truck.
Big truck. And
nice.
So I'm supposed to get my Beetle back on Wednesday. So let's keep our fingers crossed.
Al does not, I cannot see Al driving that big Ford F-250, big red, big boy
Actually, I see him driving that more than a stupid Volkswagen, but that's just me.
What's that? Oh, what'd you say, Sarah, about Al?
I said I see him driving a truck more than I ever did see him driving a freaking little car. Like, for real.
When he drives that truck,
he's like he looks like a manly man, not a small dog owner.
That's gas.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I smell it now. Sounds like a rotten egg in here.
Sonny
Yeah, his
just
dog's
Oh.
asleep. Cute little.
I am
black
so
cocker.
blessed. I'm here.
That was me. No, I'm just kidding. It wasn't not me. No, I'm just kidding.
It was me, actually. Yeah, it was all that
By the
pizza.
way, I just so you know what time it is. I'm halfway through my Coke Zero.
well,
you gotta save some for
you
the
got- you
movie.
got-
That
you
sounds
gotta-
terrible.
popcorn.
Yeah, you're making popcorn.
Mm.
Let me just wrap it up so we can go.
Well, listen,
Well,
we-
am I allowed to say one more thing about James Doohan before we go? Or,
Yeah,
no?
yeah, yeah.
I mean,
Go
can
ahead.
I didn't really finish, but I don't have much more to say.
All right, go ahead and switch it.
God, I'm trying to switch the camera. Tom's right. It's a real pain to switch the camera. All right, so there. I just don't want to make light of his military service. Almost done. So I told you how he saw combat landing in the second wave in the Reese party at Juno Beach on D-Day. And after he shot 2 snipers, James Doohan, Scotty on Star Trek, led his men to higher ground through a field of anti-tank mines where they took defensive positions for the night. And crossing between command posts at 2330 hours, which is 11:30 p.m. that night, James Doohan was hit by 6 rounds fired from a Bren gun by a nervous Canadian sentry. 4 bullets went into his leg.
Hit by friendly fire? It's even
Yeah.
worse.
Yes,
Yeah.
4 bullets went into his leg, 1 into his chest, and 1 through his right middle finger.
Mm-hmm.
The bullet to his chest was stopped by a steel cigarette case
Yes,
given to him by his brother.
which I have one. I don't have his.
Yeah.
but I've got one of those cases.
And it says Mr. Doohan's right middle finger had to be amputated, something that he would conceal on screen during most of his career as an actor. After the war ended, James Doohan moved to London, Ontario, not London, England, for further technical education. And after hearing a radio drama and believing he could do better than what he heard, he recorded his voice at the local radio station and learned about a drama school in Toronto. There he won a 2-year scholarship to the neighborhood playhouse in New York City. New York City, where his classmates included
Taste the
Leslie
country.
Nielsen, Tony Randall, and Richard Boone. By the way, Sarah, you're a big Leslie Nielsen fan. They're going to remake The Naked Gun
Why?
with Liam Neeson.
Oh,
Liam Neeson.
okay. That's
gonna-
intriguing. That is
No, I saw
intriguing.
that
I'm
online.
down for that. I want to see how that goes.
Some things are sacred.
Yeah.
Right.
Wow.
But
Why?
that's an interesting choice because we all love Liam Neeson, but how is it going to be the funny? I need to see this.
Well, maybe it's going to be a serious version of it.
Then that would suck, and I will never watch it again.
I
But-
try to have an open mind when I hear about these things that just sound so lame, but I mean, 9 times out of 10, when it sounds lame, it winds up being lame. You know, when it comes to things. I wanted
But
to show
still,
before we sign off. There's James Doohan. I'll have to do it. Just sort of improvising here. Al, the picture. There's James. Oh, it's not going to show up right. There's
I see him.
Mike. I know. There's
You've shown that
James
picture
Doohan
before.
And yeah, but not on the show. I don't think. You can't.
No.
obviously. But James Doohan was just so nice in person. And then here's the thing I was going to show. Last thing about what we're talking about. The my friend Jeff Logan alerted me to the remake. Here it is. This looks so bad. Have you seen that, Tom?
No, I have not
Let
seen
me put that for the camera if you can see it. There you go.
Yep.
It's very blurry. Pull it back a little bit. There you go. Pull it back.
Yeah, pull it back. You can see. Okay, that's good. Let me see.
Well, anyway, Naked Gun reboot with Leslie Nielsen is coming in 2025. The Naked Gun reboot starring Liam Neeson, who always trashes guns, yet he shoots a gun in every movie I've ever seen him in.
Who is that?
And I'm not a big gun nut, by the way.
Who was that?
I freaking love guns.
Julia Childs.
Oh.
The cook.
It
The
says
chef.
the Naked Gun reboot starring Liam Neeson and produced by Family Guy creator Seth MacFarlane and Erica Huggins' production company Fuzzy Door will arrive in theaters on July 15th, 2025. And Seth is good though, so maybe it won't suck. But just how do you replace?
It'll be
Leslie
all
Well,
right.
Nielsen?
You know,
listen,
each cover. Wait till it comes out. If it sucks, it sucks. If it's good, it's good.
Have you not know? But to my point about the guns, you know how Liam Neeson's always going out trashing guns. He's always has a gun in every movie I've ever seen him in.
Right, because
It's
hypocrisy is
critical.
funny.
One of my
Anyways.
favorite movies he was in was called Cold Pursuit. and his son gets killed by drug dealers,
Yeah.
and he goes after all the drug dealers. He lives in Alaska where it's really cold.
We saw that.
Yeah, and he goes after the people that dealing these drugs in his town, and he murders each one of them, and he takes them and he wraps them up in wire like fencing and throws them in this river where they can't be found.
Holy cow.
Cold Pursuit. It's actually a good movie.
It was. I liked it.
Yeah.
And then the last thing I'll say, more wrap about Leslie Nielsen, but doesn't that blow your mind that he studied in New York City acting with Leslie Nielsen, Tony Randall, and Richard Boone? Who's Richard Boone, Al and Tom?
He played in Have Gun Will Travel.
Yes, he did.
Paladin, where
Well,
do you roam?
Far,
far from
and he
home.
was in True Grit with John Wayne. John Wayne's the last
Yeah.
movie.
Did you ever watch Police Squad? Before the
That was
movies?
the Naked Gun Files on
Yeah.
ABC.
Well, Police Squad was
Yeah.
pretty. I liked it.
That shit was hilarious. And then when I made it to the movie, I was just like, God is good at that moment. But everything else sucked. But that moment, man.
No, show it. No, I'm
That's
sorry.
okay.
I didn't notice you're doing something.
I was just
Sorry, Sarah. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
I'm just
Tom's trying to show us something.
break up the
Oh, sorry, I'll shut up.
break up the fun. I was just trying to show me and Betty Hutton. Who's Betty Hutton? Look her up.
Look at Tom before he got
No,
gray.
She was she died penniless. I heard.
Well, she went penniless.
Well, penniless, but she lost a lot of her money she made over the years.
Damn. Well, if I was super freaking rich, I'd lose all my money too.
Looks like the guy in the
Soupy
robot
Sales.
suit, Tom.
Soupy Sales.
Oh, Soupy Sales, yeah.
And don't forget Gruber from McKell's Navy.
Nice.
Yeah, did Soupy Sales wear a hairpiece, or did he just have
No.
like kind of nappy hair,
He
weird
just
hair?
had nappy hair.
Okay. So,
All right, so it's been
can I
fun.
say one thing?
Oh,
Just-
wait, you already said one
Well,
thing.
you said
no, I
one
didn't.
thing.
Yeah, look, I had one more paragraph about James Doohan.
No, we got it's
James Doohan.
5:30.
It was his birthday today, man.
Well,
James Doohan developed a talent for performing various foreign accents as a child. He could do Russian. He could do not just Scottish. And while auditioning for the role of Star Trek's chief engineer of the USS Enterprise, James Doohan tried several different accents. Star Trek creator and producer Gene Roddenberry asked which accent he preferred, and Doohan replied, "If you want an engineer, in my experience, the best engineers are Scotsmen." And Doohan chose the name Montgomery Scott after his grandfather. So that's rare where an actor can actually choose the name of your character. Usually the writer does that. Thought that was interesting. And then after cancellation of the original Star Trek series by NBC in 1969, James Doohan reprised his role in the short-lived Saturday morning Star Trek animated series in 1973. The film
Love that cartoon.
on a larger scale on the big screen in a series of successful Paramount motion pictures between 1979 and 1994, as well as one guest spot in Star Trek The Next Generation in 1992. Beam me up, Scotty
Which was very good.
yeah. Beam me up, Scotty was a catchphrase associated with the character of Chief Engineer Montgomery Scott. Yet in the original NBC classic Star Trek series, that line was never actually said. You heard beam
Exactly.
me up, Mr. Scott. Variations, but you never heard beam me up, Scotty. And then Mr. Doohan passed away at the age of 85 on Wednesday, July 20th, 2005. And then you saw the photo of James and I that I held up for March 27th, 87 in Columbus, Georgia.
Well, it's 5:30 Eastern time, and it's showtime. We're going to go watch a movie.
I just
What?
got one thing I want to say.
What?
While Chance was reading that,
Mhm.
he needs to trim his nose here.
Oh, I know, I do. I do. You're right, I do. I do.
Oh, anyway, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to have shared. I'm sorry to have shared that.
All right, we got to go.
If his mother's
What?
way, she will hate me.
All right, Sarah, thanks for being here. We'll do it again real soon, okay?
Sounds good.
Okay. See you.
Bye, Sarah.
Bye.
Bye.